What's going on, everyone? Badger here. And if you were not a fan of Peacemaker Season 1, you are not going to be a fan of Peacemaker Season 2, because despite the fact that that first season was firmly in the DCEU, this season, and James Gunn is seeing to this, it is assuredly in the DCU. It's the exact same tone. Nothing has really changed beyond now we're going to just canonize every single bit of DCEU work that James did, and we're just going to say it was in the DCU. And that is essentially the point of this second season. And at least from a rating standpoint, it seems to be working. That first episode opening with a 22% boost compared to the previous, or at least the finale of the first season. And we can see here from Flix Patrol that for the second week in a row now, it is the #1 show on HBO Max. As James Gunn himself has pointed out, Christopher Smith, Peacemaker, played by John Cena, he's much better this season, John Cena, and really beyond his specific story and trying to become a hero and deal with another reality now. This is mostly just connecting it to the DCU, including Rick Flag Sr., played by Frank Grillo, becoming we go back 8 months and we find out that of course he is the head of Argus, and he's able to unseal the documents from the Suicide Squad movie, which is canon now. And so he knows that Peacemaker has killed his son, the Joel Kinnaman Rick Flag character introduced in Suicide Squad, and then the Suicide Squad. You confused yet? And even those have been tacitly made canon, even the David Ayer Suicide Squad. And so here we are now with the main story of Peacemaker finding the portal to 99 other dimensions that his dad just happened to have, this pocket dimension. And in one of those doors is another Peacemaker where his father's still alive, his brother that he accidentally killed when he was a kid is still alive, and they're heroes. And so at the end of the first episode, he accidentally killed himself from that universe, and the second episode just basically picks right back up with dealing with the ramifications. He of course has Vigilante come over and have to step over the bodies from the orgy that we saw in the last one to help him cut up and get rid of this version. And really it deals with his boy, does he have a hard-on for Harcourt. You see the 11th Street gang get back together, and Chris gets very drunk. And when Harcourt shuts him down, he has alternate reality Peacemaker's phone and starts texting her. And of course, it doesn't work because I guess your wireless plan wasn't good enough to go cross-dimensionally. So he goes back to this Peacemaker's dimension where you can hear his father and brother searching for him in the other room. And he drunkenly starts texting Harcourt. That's basically that story. The other story was the revelation that Frank Grillo does in fact, the Rick Flag character does in fact know that he has killed his son. And so he's had Economos for the last 8 months, basically monitoring Christopher. We get introduced to the Tim Meadows character. He was fun. Him and the team, if you watch the trailer, the ones he called Titties and Pony Boy and all of them, they're basically sent to go in there, and they keep detecting this energy signature. The energy signature that we've come to find out is the same energy signature from any sort of dimensional travel, as they evidence the Luthor incident from Superman, and really aliens in general. So they keep seeing it go off, and as Peacemaker goes off to a party, they breach his house, find out he has an interdimensional door, and then they're immediately attacked and brutally murdered by Eagly. It was fun. It was fine. Tim Meadows' character gone too soon, but obviously it's not like he was going to be a reoccurring character. But like I said, aside, if you are not interested in the Peacemaker character and his little journey, really the only reason to be watching this show then is if you're into the DCU and you want to see all the connections, of which they are pretty plentiful in the background, specifically showing Frank Grillo's senior, the names, the Rick Flag Sr. being appointed the head of Argus. They reference Creature Commandos. They reference Superman, of course, and they're going to keep doing that. I have no idea where this show is ultimately going, as it ends off with Christopher in the alternate universe. We know that the press has only seen the first 5 episodes, and Gunn is on record saying that the last 3 episodes are insane, and that's where we get all the cameos, and people over here delusional thinking we're going to get Batman or something like that. No, at best we'll get David Cornsweat Superman and maybe a Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. Still sitting at a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, 79 on the popcorn meter, and this so far the highest rated episode at 9.2. Of course, it only has a 126 rating, so I'm sure that will go down. If you're not a fan of James Gunn, you're definitely not going to be watching Peacemaker. If you like the first Peacemaker, the jury's still out on whether this season is going to be better or just be a continuation of canonizing. And it's one of those things where nothing James Gunn did story-wise, canon-wise counts unless he says it again in his new product. It's a lot like the old writers for Disney. None of their stuff counted, but if they say it in the new Disney canon, then it counts. And so this is just an exercise to see how much of his stuff can he get made canon in his new world. So we'll see. So far, it's quite a bit, including most, if not all, of his movie. Again, and just everywhere you go, there's an Easter egg, Justice Gang, phone covers, things like that. I'll keep watching. I'll let you know. You know, the Guchamis and Irwin, we'll see how long. They're probably going to stop watching, but I will continue all the way to the end, and I'll let you know what's what. That's pretty much it. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.